Have you ever wondered how a civilization thrived for over 3 millennia in the middle of a desert? This is the enigma that is ancient Egypt, a civilization that sprang from the sands and prospered in arid conditions that would daunt any modern city planner. So how did they do it? Well, the secret lies in one word: Nile. Geographically speaking, ancient Egypt was a ribbon of fertile land flanked by harsh deserts. The Nile River, the longest in the world, was its lifeblood, snaking its way from south to north. It wasn't just a river, it was the pulsating artery of life, the aqueous highway that connected settlements and the source of water and food in a land where both were scarce. Imagine the Nile as a bustling supermarket aisle, where ancient Egyptians could shop for fish, birds, and lush papyrus reeds. In a time before Amazon Prime, the Nile was the original one-stop shop. But it wasn't just about what the river provided, it was also about where it led. The Nile was Egypt's superhighway, enabling trade and communication with the outside world. But the Nile wasn't done showing off. Every year, like clockwork, it would flood, covering the land with a layer of silt. Now, you might be thinking, a flood? That's a disaster. But for the ancient Egyptians, it was like Christmas in July. This annual inundation transformed the desert into fertile farmland, perfect for growing crops like wheat and barley. The Nile, in essence, was nature's gift that kept on giving. So it was this unique geographical location and environment, this delicate dance between desert and river, that enabled ancient Egypt to not only survive, but also to thrive. The Nile was a benevolent force, an ancient deity that breathed life into an otherwise inhospitable land. So, geography and environment played a pivotal role in the rise of ancient Egypt, but what about their social structure? Let's dive into that next. Did you know that ancient Egyptians had one of the earliest forms of social hierarchy? Now let's take a step back in time and walk through the bustling streets of ancient Egypt. At the very top of the social pyramid sat the pharaoh, the supreme ruler, seen as a god on earth. Just beneath the pharaoh were the government officials, the viziers, high priests, and nobles, who ran the state under the pharaoh's command. Next in line were the soldiers, the protectors of the realm, followed by the scribes, the brainy folks who kept records and managed accounts. The merchants, who were the economic lifelines, came next. And at the base of this pyramid were the hard-working farmers, the backbone of the Egyptian economy. It was this well-defined hierarchy that ensured the smooth functioning of society, with everyone knowing their role and place. The social structure was indeed important, but it was their religious beliefs that truly unified them. Ever heard of a civilization that built massive structures just to please their gods and secure their afterlife? Well, let's take a trip back in time and explore the religious beliefs of the ancient Egyptians. These folks were serious about their gods, and they went to great lengths to show it. How? By building some of the most awe-inspiring structures we've ever seen, the pyramids and temples. These weren't just colossal showpieces. Oh no, they were physical manifestations of their profound belief in life beyond death. You see, they thought the soul needed a home after death, and what better place than a pyramid? But it wasn't all about the afterlife. Temples were also a big deal, serving as homes for their gods. It's like they were saying, hey gods, come chill with us here on earth. And let's not forget about mummification, their way of preserving bodies for the afterlife. Impressive, isn't it? But their ingenuity didn't stop at architecture. Did you know that ancient Egyptians were the pioneers of writing and paper making? Now, that's a trivia night winner right there. The invention of papyrus, made from the pith of the papyrus plant, was a game changer. It was easier to produce, lighter, and more portable than clay tablets or animal skins. This technology allowed records to be kept, stories to be told, and knowledge to be passed down, all in a pocket-sized format. But what good is paper without a writing system, right? Enter hieroglyphs, the picture language of the pharaohs. These intricate symbols were not just pretty doodles, they were a complex system of communication. Hieroglyphs were used for everything from monumental inscriptions to everyday record keeping. And let's not forget other innovations like the solar calendar, which had 365 days divided into 12 months, or their advanced medical practices that included surgery and dentistry. Their economy also flourished thanks to these advancements. Now, isn't that something to write home about? On a piece of papyrus, of course. How did a civilization that was so advanced eventually decline? Now that's a question that has kept historians up at night, but before we delve into the fall, let's first appreciate the golden age of ancient Egypt. A time of remarkable prosperity and cultural growth. The golden age was when the Egyptian economy boomed. Trade was the lifeblood of this civilization, with merchants exchanging goods with far-off lands like the Indus Valley, Mesopotamia, and even the mysterious lands of Punt. Gold from the deserts of Nubia, ivory from Africa, and incense from Arabia just goes to show ancient Egyptians knew how to make a good deal. But it wasn't just about shiny trinkets. The real currency? Grain. Yes, those little seeds were worth their weight in gold, quite literally, and let's not forget the art and culture. The Golden Age was when culture thrived like a lotus in the Nile. Sculptures, jewelry, paintings, all bloomed with a creativity that still leaves us awestruck. The sophistication of their artistry is a testament to the richness of their imagination, but alas, all that glitters is not gold. The civilization that once thrived began to crumble. Invaders stormed in, internal power struggles weakened the kingdom, and economic instability rocked its foundation. But the real kicker, overconfidence. They thought they were untouchable, invincible. But history, as we know, has a nasty habit of proving us wrong. Invasions by Persians, Greeks, and finally Romans each took a toll on the mighty civilization. Internal conflicts led to division and weakening of the central power. And economic instability, well, when your economy is based on grain and your granaries are empty, you're in for a tough time. Despite its fall, the legacy of ancient Egypt still resonates in our modern world, reminding us of a civilization that once thrived in the heart of a desert. A civilization that rose like a phoenix, shone brighter than the sun, and then gently faded into the sands of time. But its echo, its legacy, still reverberates in the echoes of our history. In the grand scheme of human history, empires rise and fall, civilizations bloom and wither, but their legacies endure through the ages. As we leave the Golden Age and the fall of ancient Egypt, we find ourselves standing among the echoes of the past. It's almost as if we can hear the whispers of the pharaohs, feel the hustle and bustle of the marketplaces, and see the glittering pyramids in their prime. Despite the fall, the influence of this remarkable civilization still permeates our modern world. Our calendar system, mathematics, medicine, and even our architectural techniques owe much to the ancient Egyptians. Their hieroglyphs, the first true system of writing, paved the way for the alphabets we use today. And of course, who can forget the monumental architectural feats, the pyramids, the Sphinx, the temples? These are testaments to human ingenuity and ambition, standing tall against the test of time. The legacy of ancient Egypt is not just confined to history books or museum exhibits. It lives on in our culture, our science, our art, and in the collective memory of humanity. So as we conclude our journey through ancient Egypt, let us remember this. Civilizations may crumble, but their echoes reverberate through the ages, reminding us of the indomitable human spirit. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Egypt's ancient glory. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time, keep fascinated.